Okay, so this video is about Casey Anthony. On December 11th, Kaylee Anthony, her remains were found in a blanket by the Casey Anthony home in a wooded area in a laundry bag. Investigators and trial testimony varied between duct tape and being found in front of the skull area or on the front of the mouth. Kaylee's cause of death was homicide under mined means. Kaylee was a 2-year-old American toddler who lived with her mother, Casey Anthony, and her grandparents, George and Sydney, in Orlando, Florida. George was a retired police officer, and he worked as a police officer, in his time. Sydney reported that Kaylee Anthony was missing on July 15th of 2008. Sydney Anthony expressed that she did not see Kaylee Anthony for about 31 days. Casey Anthony gave different stories of what was going on at the time, but one of the stories is that Zanny the nanny had Kaylee Anthony, she basically took her from Casey Anthony. This was around June 9th. And upon investigation, they found that Casey Anthony was basically lying to investigators, and they found out that Zanny the nanny was not real. And they went through the whole thing where they investigated Zanny the nanny and realized that she was not a real person. She was a real person, but she had nothing to do with the situation. So after 6 months of investigating, they could not use the fucking 4 pieces of evidence that they had against Casey Anthony, because they went in the trunk of the car to get the fragments, and they showed that there was a small child in the trunk from the fragments. So investigators, of course, after realizing that Casey Anthony was a bullshit liar, they charged her with homicide, first-degree murder, and other charges. One of them was homicide. And ultimately, the state of Florida sought out the death penalty. Prosecution alleged that Casey Anthony wanted to free herself of parental obligations